What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kev on Stage, and it's time for Dear Kev on Stage. Today's message reads, Kev, thanks for keeping it real as always. Question I have is, how can you tell the person you are with their kids are bad as boop? I'm not the kid's dad, but something has got to give. We both have kids. I raised mine way different than she does with hers. I don't know if this matters. She's white. I'm black. I just don't want her to be offended. Thanks, bro. You're welcome. What you do is say, listen, baby, I love you, but your kids are awful. They're disgruntled. They're mangy. They're mutts. Who raised them? Were they raised by a pack of wolves? What kind of mother are you? Where's the original father? This is terrible. This is treason. I can't stand for it any longer. Don't say that. That will be the end of your relationship. Listen, there's no easy way to tell somebody their kids are bad because they're going to be offended. Even if you know your kid is bad, to hear, hey, your kid is bad. Why are you raising them like that? It's going to be like, I'm doing the best that I can. Listen, the biggest thing, and I don't know that you have the white and black thing is different because a lot of white people raise their kids like traditional black and a lot of black people raise their kids like traditional white. What I mean by that is black people beat their kids and white people put them in timeout. And I don't know why I keep doing air quotes, but that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of white people who beat their kids and a lot of black parents who don't. So here's the thing. It's not that they're bad per se. It's that they're raised differently than you think they should be raised. When little Kenny was here, he was like, yo, you need to whoop JoJo more. And I was like, why? Yo, because he just like for instance, he spilled juice. Okay. So if I whoop my kid for spilling juice, what would I be whooping him for? Like, what is the thing? Well, you know, he's messy. Okay, he's 4. He's also clumsy, and I'm also clumsy. I spill juice almost as much as he does. So what would I be whooping him for? He's like, I don't know, man. There's the thing. It's every parent for themselves. What you have to do with your girlfriend, or if she's going to be your wife, especially if she's going to be your wife, we've got to come to an understanding. You can't raise your kids one way and her kids one way if you guys are going to be under one roof. All the kids have got to be raised the same way. So if you guys decide you're going to raise them, strict and you're going to beat them or whatever, then all the kids need to be beat. If you're going to raise them, willy-nilly or however she raises them, then all the kids are going to be raised like that. Personally, I have learned that you can't even raise your 2 kids the same. And what I mean by that, I used to beat my kids. I don't hardly ever anymore. Because one, Zay doesn't do hardly anything worth of whooping, and whoopings are not effective on JoJo. JoJo will take a whooping and not cry, and he still will do the same thing. For him, it's about direct, contact, so they don't, neither of them deserve whoopings, but I have to raise them both. So you have to find out what works for both of them. JoJo really just needs to be like this. If you don't sit your butt down, I'm going to take you outside. And you don't like that. He responds way better than that. And plus, he's kind of young to be like that anyway. So that's what you have to do, brother. You've got to decide how you want all of y'all kids to be raised. And then you and her have got to come to an agreement. The reason that's most important is because if y'all don't come to an agreement, then she's going to be like, why are you treating my kids differently? And you're going to be like, well, your kids are bad. It's just going to slip out. One day he's going to do something. You'll be like, your kids are bad. And then you're going to be offended and it's going to be all down the hill. So that's what I would tell you. Number 1, speak to her about how the kids should be raised as one. Like, hey, babe, we got to raise these kids together. I think this. What do you think? And then y'all come to an agreement, and that may cause you to bend some and her to bend some because it's all for the greater good. And after you guys make an agreement, stick to that agreement. You can't decide, well, I'm going to keep doing this to my kids, and her kids just going to have to go about themselves. All right? Thanks for the advice. Send me questions. Dear Kev on Stage. KevOnStage@gmail.com. Peace to the Middle East.